Okay. Oh. Okay, it did go live properly. Nice. Although I do not have my windows set up properly. And StreamerBot, why are you not connected to my YouTube? No, wait. You are connected to my YouTube? Then why the fuck did you not send the test message? Okay, that works. Okay. Fuck. I accidentally moved a window and then Dark Souls got very upset. Okay, so this is the No Soul Notes. Where the fuck is Pyromancer? Warrior, Hunter... Pyromancer. Okay, well, we don't need any of these. So this is what we're working with. Okay, so downside of being forced into one class is... Well, being forced into level 1 is very low stats. Upside is it makes the routing a hell of a lot easier. Routing Pyromancy, wow. Yes, we're playing as Mario. Okay. So... Okay, so let me go ahead and find my boss list. Black Flame is free, is all I'm saying. All you need to do is beat 2 agonizing bosses. True. Although, I am contemplating... Advanced tape... What no. Hang on. Community plugins, advanced tables, uninstall. I don't use you. I am considering using the community rule set of banning pyromancy if it just makes it too easy. Okay, so Asylum Demon is no issue. Tauros is no issue. In this case, you can't upgrade your flame, so it's significantly less goofy. True. That is a very good point. Okay, so... Actually, hang on. Let's... Okay, anticipated, easy, medium, hard. Is the end goal... Further on all bosses. I do... Officially, the end goal is just beating the game, but I'm also just going for all bosses as a bonus challenge because that just sounds more interesting. Okay. I don't imagine K-Log is going to be too crazy. Sif's probably not going to be too crazy. Stray Demon is basically just Asylum Demon, but more health. So that's probably going to just be an endurance thing, if anything. Actually, no. Yeah, there. Stray Demon just dies if you bleed weapon. True. Yeah, no, the current plan is just fucking dual wielding jagged ghost blades. Because I imagine a few of the bosses leave themselves open enough to just stack up bleed. Pinwheel's probably not that bad. Seth honestly probably isn't that bad because he kinda gets fucked over by guerrilla warfare. I'll put you on low end of medium. And this isn't like what their actual difficulty is, this is just the anticipated difficulty. Not in any particular order. Copper Demon, once you get rid of the dogs, they aren't that bad. Pinwheel can be kind of awful if you don't have high enough damage and low stamina. Oh, true. Do the clones, like, actually have health? Because it feels like they die to one hit, but that could just be because I always have enough damage to one-shot them. Butterfly could be annoying because you don't really have, like, any range. Clones all die in one hit. Pinwheel itself being alive for longer means you'll be playing catch-up. True. Yeah, I don't think you, like, assuming you don't use Pyromancy, I don't think you really have access to any, fucking ranged. Throwing knives? Yeah. You can get throwing knives, you can get fire bombs, and you can get shit. Okay, let's go ahead and just go see what that last, spell is. The spell is going to be fuck everything in this general direction. Ooh. The birds have a trade for the normal pendant. Do they also have a trade for the silver pendant? That would be interesting. No? Sag. Where the fuck is the Soul of Manus? Where the fuck is the Soul of Manus? Did I fucking consume that like a dumbass? You made the Manus cat. Oh, yeah, no, I did do that. Fuck. Well, I'm not going through that again just to read the lore. Can you actually just look up the item block and just send a picture in stream chat? Oh, I still need to get the fucking Kirk armor. Okay, so I believe if I take a look at my spreadsheet. Okay, yeah. You are not able to get any of the spells. Well, I mean, you can get some of them, but you're not able to cast any of the spells. You're able to get and use the Gravelord miracles. Okay. Okay, yeah, required parameter 32 intelligence. Yeah, nope. Okay, so Sorcery of Manus, Father of the Abyss. Grant a fleeting will to the dark of humanity and volley the result. The will feels envy or perhaps love, and despite the inevitably trite and tragic ending, the will sees no alternative and is driven madly towards its target. Okay. So I will go ahead and okay, so pursuers. Fucking 32. Would you like me to say what it actually does? Um, Based on the description, it sounds almost like the spell that Gwendolyn uses, except probably much stronger. But yeah, no, you can go ahead and say what it does. Like just to like be very definitive and clear, spoilers is like officially disabled, so you can just say whatever. We are trying to gain as much information as possible in order to make the challenge as feasible as possible. Crystal Soul Mass, but with better tracking. Partial physical damage scaling. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so all of the humanity-based shit is physical. Very cool. I kinda... Partial physical, yeah. I kinda wish that they introduced achievements with the DLC, specifically checklist achievements, just so you do know, hey, you got all of the DLC stuff. Okay, so... Okay, so definitively this is the full list of magic and shit. So we can't use any magic. We can only use 2 of the miracles. Decent amount of pyromancies. Okay. Chaos Fire Whip is in Izalith, so that's post Lord Vessel. You can get Poison Mist, it's just sitting there. Power Within is just sitting there, but it takes a little bit of doing. You start with Fireball. These 2 is more or less free. It's just you have to beat K-Log and then farm Humanity. Fire Surge, that was the fucking painting world, so that's post Sen. Where is Acid Surge? I can't remember. Painted World. Oh, okay, so there's 2 spells in the Painted World. Okay. So... Okay, so magic... Magic... All unavailable. Pyroman C. Fireball. Start. Great. Chaos. Fireball. Chaos Storm. Okay, Chaos Covenant. Chaos Covenant. What the fuck? Chaos Covenant 30. And not useful for this challenge, but something you should know for any magic only run. Spellcasting speed for all spells speeds up every level of dex starting at 35. That makes sense. Yeah, I did notice that when I was doing the sorcerer stuff, uh the heavy soul arrow was a lot slower than using the same spell on my like high level character. Okay, and we're probably going to, like, even if we don't use it, we're probably going to get Chaos Covenant anyway, because just opening up the door to Izalith just for options makes sense. Should have been on attunement if you ask me. I think Dex, attunement, or intelligence would make sense, because dexterity could be like, oh, you're physically casting the spell faster, and like intelligence could be, oh, you found a more efficient method of casting the spell. And then attunement is just general magic. Okay, so Chaos Storm. Fire Surge. Um, I guess on int, but it makes an already better class of magic damage dealing even more busted comparatively to miracles, which also benefit from the speed scaling. Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't put it on int personally because you already have the incentive to increase int to just have access to more spells and to have the spell scaling. Power within. Inch has the singular best damage spell in the game. Well, I mean, that's not exactly very hard, given that the miracles aren't exactly about raw damage output for the most part. Hits for like 4,000 per cast. Damn. Is that how you spell Ulasil? I can't fucking remember. I didn't add the Ulasil item to my notes. Oh, la Sile. There we go. And I think Izalith is spelled properly. Pyromancies are also spells, and with some exception. Oh, I wasn't accounting for pyromancies because you said intelligence has the best spell, and pyromancies don't have a stat associated with them. I believe this is 30. for the Greatsword dance. Okay, so that looks transcribed properly. Fireball, Great Chaos, Chaos Storm, Fire Surge, Chaos Fire Whip, Poison Mist, Acid Surge, Power Within, Black Flame. And then just these two. Okay. So I'll just take this, shove it over here. Get rid of that. Okay, let's make that quite a bit bigger. Would have been interesting to see spells that require a specific amount of intelligence and faith. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. Like, given that they already had the system in place, I'm surprised they didn't have at least like one spell that was like maybe like lore-wise, it could be like somebody was trying to merge the two magic systems. So then it ended up with a spell that had like 15 intelligence and 20 faith or something. Or whatever. Like, I'm surprised there wasn't like at least one spell that was a dual type casting. Okay, Gaping Dragon. I see that being like high end of easy. Priscilla could be kind of annoying. Nito. Definitely up here. Honestly, Gwyn, probably low end of medium. Because they're basically just a knowledge check. Do you know how to parry? Technically speaking, Gwendolyn is free. If you want to bother to grind up Dragon Slayer arrows, because then you can just bonk them on the head out of their range. Priscilla decloaks on poise damage instead of health damage. Oh, interesting. That's good to know. Gwendolyn's probably going to be just more annoying than anything. Sanctuary Guardian, they might get easier like as I actually learn the fight. Especially like if you're not doing the medium roll. Everything, actually. Okay, Ceaseless Discharge, probably not going to be too terrible, because it's just dodge and blah. Iron Golem, also probably not going to be too terrible. Centipede Demon could be annoying, depending on their health and stuff. Okay, so that is anticipated difficulty. of the bosses. I'm gonna drink some water. No. Although, I'm definitely wanting to get Priscilla's tail. Because even though you don't have the stats to use it, and it will eventually break, it does have the highest bleed out of everything we can obtain. Although, using a Jagged Ghost Blade, which is a weapon we are actually able to get the full damage of, might be better, because it has a little bit less bleed, but all of your individual attacks are going to be dealing more damage. Slightly more damage from bleed proc versus like 60 more damage. Well, because the bleed proc is like the Jagged Ghost Blade would do 10%. The Priscilla Blade would do 15%. So I guess maybe for the bosses that have like a lot of health, it would be worth it to use the Priscilla Blade. Is there actually the bosses that have a lot of health are coincidentally also immune to for fuck's sake. I mean, fair enough, but meh. Four Kings, Artorias, and Manus. Yeah. Although, Artorias moves around enough, you might not even be able to, like, get enough hits in order to build up the bleed. Is there a better divine weapon available? Because you actually can't, you don't have the faith requirement or the dex, I don't think, for a Stora's Straight Sword. But I want a divine weapon specifically for the respawning skeletons. So like maybe I can use something else and then swap to this for the final hit. Because I think outside of fire and chaos, I think there's one weapon just everywhere that is of every ascension type. Occult Club Weekend? Oh, true. Wait. Does it fucking cost money to downgrade? I don't know if it costs money to downgrade. That's a very good question. Ooh. Ooh, that's a very good thing. I saw your answer, but I'm gonna just go and double check for myself. Oh, right. Fuck. Is there any, like, just for casual play and, like, just experiencing the game, is there anything at, like, certain New Game Plus thresholds that I just haven't gotten to? Like, maybe it's, like, something fancy happens at New Game Plus 10? Nope. Okay. Is there any, like, big things that I missed? You get the very few New Game Plus exclusive items. New Game Plus 3, say if you've gotten all. Okay. As far as I know, you've seen everything major. Okay. Okay, I don't have an Ascended weapon at the moment, so I'm just gonna go grab the Occult Club, because that's the, like, specific one in question. Actually, does Occult also permanently kill the skeletons, or is it specifically Divine? Only Divine? Okay. Okay, so Divine is permanently kill the skeletons. Does it also, like, have increased damage on undead stuff in general? Because I think Occult has increased damage on Divine entities. Oh, okay, so Divine is just the fucking kill the things. Gotcha. Occult is bonus damage against the gods, Gwen and Gwendolyn, and associated figures like Black Knight. Oh, that's kinda lame. Like, increased damage on, like, 2 bosses? Okay, game, care to explain how I just fucking, tanked off of their sword and it did not parry? Higher fate scaling? Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not just the one bonus. Also, I don't know if you were here for this, but interestingly enough, every time you open the Mimic and it does the grapple, it returns to a slightly different default spot. So if you have enough health and enough healing, you can slowly rotate the Mimic by having them attack you over and over. Partial parries? Yeah, see, like, that's cool, but, like, if the game doesn't tell you that it's a thing, it effectively doesn't exist because the player doesn't know to take advantage of it. Wait, put them to sleep with... What the fuck? How does that make any sense in any universe? Confirm avarice by just putting them to sleep repeatedly? Wait, huh? How does that work? But, like, that makes no sense whatsoever. chance to drop it if they're put to sleep, as if they were killed. Okay, that feels... that sounds like a funny oversight. But why the fuck would the Lloyd thing affect the mimics? That's just for Estes. Interesting. You can't even de-upgrade things from him if you don't have the Ember. Actually, wait. Catacombs is probably fastest. Although, given how many loading zones I'm going through, it might be faster to just pick one. Oh, except this is my DLC. Oh, wait. I have Catacombs. Andre is a coward and doesn't just will the items to their previous state of being. True.
What's that bit?
It does cost money. It costs 200 fucking souls to de-upgrade. Of course. I mean, I was expecting it to cost something, so I'm not surprised. That's hilarious.
Well, what was that about?
With the Ring of Fog and Slumbering Dragon Crest, Nito aggroes you when you drop down. But if you stay near where you fall, the rest of the skeletons don't see you. Ooh. That sounds interesting. Yeah, because I did notice that sometimes when I just run up, Nito has walked far enough that the giant skeletons don't join the party. And you can get both of those, because you can get Ring of Fog... Wait. Do you ever get Ring of Fog from the Hunter Covenant if you do use the online stuff? Is the trade just an offline alternative? Yes? Okay. That's fair. I appreciate that. I imagine they were more accounting for people who just literally can't use online, but I do appreciate it as someone who doesn't want to use online. Okay, and fortunately you do get a guaranteed Skull Lantern at the bottom of Tomb of Giants. Well, near the bottom of Tomb of Giants. Oh, actually, did the, did the Twitch tags update properly?
Come back soon.
The tags viewed? Okay. Have a weapon that has the same blocking stance as a straight sword. You can just stand and block his ground stab. Because it only hits at your feet, and your legs are really What the fuck? That's so fucking stupid. Why the fuck? Why the fuck is... What the... What? That's the dumbest fucking hitbox I've ever heard of in my entire life. I mean... If that was intentional because it's funny, absolute props to the developers for doing that. But if that's an oversight, how do you do that? Like, if that's an oversight, that's really stupid and hilarious. But if that was, like, intentional cheese, I love it so much. Okay, so if I have 2 Jagged Ghost Blades... There might be slightly more nuance, but if you finagle with it, you'll probably understand it. Yeah. One of the Artorias swords has a unique attack in the left hand because Artorias is left-handed. That's actually really cool. I like that. I think I did notice that. Because his left arm was broken in his scuffle with me. Again, more lore that doesn't actually exist because it's not in the fucking game. Like, seriously, like... Like, how is the player supposed to know all of this cool stuff if you don't actually give the player a way of knowing it? Can you get Artorias' armor? Because that would be a cool place to put that lore. Have it be on, like, the chest piece and be like, oh, the arm was broken off, blah, blah, blah. You buy it from the boss armor merchant? Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, probably should have thought of that. Please be over here. You should be over here. Good.
I
Okay, what's this guy's deal? He gave me the hint about the Divine killing the skeletons, but then he's just never said anything else. He feels like he's supposed to be a pseudo-hint NPC, but like he's only ever told me one thing. Nice.
Thank you. That was. I have this fun, and we'll make.
He says one or two other things based on game progression. Okay. Okay, I thought it was, like, gonna be, like, he gives you a hint based on, like, if you have a specific item in your inventory, but he only tells you the hint once, so you better remember. Helm of Artorias. Armor of Artorias. Gauntlets of Artorias. Leggings of Artorias. Helm of Artorias the Abyss Walker, one of Gwyn's 4 knights. The death of the helm's owner can be surmised from the corrosive dark of the abyss, and the musty azure blue tassel, once a symbol of pride and glory. Yeah, they could have definitely put something in the armor segment talking about his arm getting torn off. Damn, that's... He says... Oh, okay. I wonder if this is decent armor. What's your equip load for Pyromancer? 51. Oh no, this isn't good armor. Most durable corroded armor, true. 51 equip load, which means you're effectively limited to 25 and a half. Because once you get into fat roll, you're just fucked. Unless you explicitly train to be able to be fat roll and be skilled. So... Okay, so equip load would be... Havel Shield kind of just negates any challenge. You don't have the strength to use Havel's Shield. And you definitely wouldn't have the stamina to take full advantage. You also have to actually get to Havel's Shield, which is post-Sen. Okay, so equip load would be fucking like 51 divided by 2. So that's 25.5. And then, okay, so 12.75, 25.5, 51. Talking about this challenge. Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely talking about in the context of this challenge, because you only have 51 equip load. And like, with this low health, you definitely, you don't want to be fat rolling unless you explicitly understand how to use the fat roll. Okay, give me... I probably have Jagged Ghostblade in this file. Yes. Huh? Okay, here we go. Weight 1.5. So was the occult club the only other naturally spawning divine weapon? Like maybe there's just like a weapon that an NPC drops that has divine? Yep, Sag. Like, I suppose there's the Great Sword of Artorias, but I mean, that doesn't exactly count. We can't get that. I'm actually kinda surprised the Dark Sword doesn't deal occult damage. And it's super sad that it has such a high dexterity requirement, because you actually could dual two-hand this. I wonder if the dark armor would be worth doing early Four Kings. Okay, so 3.8 plus 9.8 plus 5.8 plus 5.8. Okay, so that brings you to 25.2. So 25.2, but your medium roll limit is 25.5. I guess if you're using the Dark Hand, which has a weight of 0. Oh no, wait, the Dark Hand is like 0.5 or something, I think. Yeah, okay, you can't fucking use the... Why does the Dark Hand have 0.5? The Pyromancer Flame is 0. So you would have to have something that weighs 0.3, which I highly doubt that even exists. I mean, I guess you could wear part of the armor and then wear something else. Just use the Pyromancy Flame only. True. But... I don't know. I mean, I guess I have to actually see if it makes it, like, quote-unquote easy or not. Because you don't get, like, a crazy number of spells, but I mean, fucking Power Within plus Chaos Storm is probably enough to take out many things. Like, Power Within alone is ban-worthy. Like, if you want to, like, get rid of things that make you super strong. You probably want to get the Chloranthy Ring. Ooh, you could get the Hovel's Ring. Because that... I don't think it fully doubles your capacity. It, like, increases it by 150%. Or multiplies... Like, 1.5x multiplier. So... 25.5 times 1.5... So that would let you get up to 38.25. Not sure if the defense up rings are going... Well, 2 of them you can't even get. But I'm not sure if these are going to actually matter. Because, like, the idea is going to be to just not get hit. Most of the time, I imagine. Because, like, many of the late game bosses are just actually going to be killing you in one hit. But I also think it would be really funny, like, once I get to late game, to just spend the entire time, like, because you're gonna get one shot anyway, I think it would be funny to be cursed with Dusk Ring and Ring of Calamity. Just because it's really funny. These 2 cost money. And I don't think Oswald drops them when he dies. Cursebite Ring, fortunately, you are able to just get. Although, I guess Curse doesn't matter because you die in one hit. These 2 you can't get. Not that it matters because you can't use spells. Actually, just fucking kill the sorcerer dude as soon as you get to him, because he doesn't... You can't buy any of his shit. And he just drops the Dragon Crest Ring, so you don't even have to get to Sens. You implicitly get the Dust Crown Ring just because you are going to do the DLC. Although I guess technically you don't have to, but I want to. The Seance Rings are... No, they're not completely useless. Oh, fuck, attunement slots. You get 2 attunement slots starting as Pyromancer. So, actually, fuck, you just hard require one of the Seance Rings if you want to Power Within plus Chaos Storm. Because Chaos Storm costs 2 attunement slots. These 2 might be useful if you want to shenanigans with the Gravelord. Hornet Ring is for free, so just grab it. Why not? Yeah, like all of these... These 3 are just free, so you might as well just grab them. Leo Ring... That means doing Phase 2 of Ornstein, which... Honestly, I don't want to use summons, so... Like... Phase 2 of Ornstein is probably just easier than getting to Phase 2 of Smo. This costs money. This doesn't cost money. This might be useful for just navigation. You're absolutely getting this just because you're going to be in the area. You're absolutely getting this because if you're going to be farming weapons, you want highest odds possible. I'm probably going to grab this just for a bit in the video. Just like saying something like, and you jump up here to grab this ring. And make sure to jump up here to grab this ring. It's very important. Okay, useless garbage. Probably gonna get this. This doesn't... This is just lore, I'm pretty sure. And then the Ring of the Evil Eye... Do any of the rings have, like, alternative second effects? Because I feel like there's quite a few that could potentially have fancy shenanigans. Ooh, I can use the... Ooh, I can use the Dark Moon Seance Ring to get access to Gwendolyn early. Without having to make the spooky lady angry. Or rather, kill the ghost. I can never fucking remember how many R's are in the word current. Wait, are you fucking kidding me? In the word business, the I comes after the S? The word is business, not business. The fuck? Okay, that's interesting. You can click this arrow. Oh, wait. Now I can... What? What? What the fuck? If you have any of these extra information screens displayed, you can't click on these icons to change the tab. You can change it with the arrows, not with the mouse. speaking of arrows, we don't get access to fucking any of these. Because they all cost money. Except for the Dragon Slayer arrow. But I mean, I kinda don't want to farm those. Although, if you farm them, it does make Fire Sage Demon completely free. Which would be very funny. Ooh, actually, no, I don't think it makes them completely free. Because I think if you don't have the stats to use the Dragon Slayer Great Bow, it only does 3 damage per arrow. Maybe it does more with the Hawk Ring, but like even if you were to fucking grind up to a full stack, I don't think that 3,000 damage is enough to kill the boss. Also, grinding up to a full stack would actually just take longer than just fighting the boss. There is a lightning weapon that drops from the first Mimic in Sen's Fortress. That could be useful, although I doubt you have the dexterity to use a halberd at level 1. Oh, hey, whoa. You said that Rhea goes hollow at the library. Do they drop anything of note? Because I don't think it costs any money to progress that quest line. Oh, but you might have to buy all of her miracles. Wait, what am I doing? This is faster. Wait. No. I do have to, go up this other way. Oh, that's fucking Alluring Skull? Oh, I thought that was the Lloyd. Okay, you do have the strength to use the occult club, so I could just use it for damage.
Thank you, Kai.
Damn, normally I don't get double hit by those things. Honestly, I was kind of expecting to land on the wall with how far it was pushing me. Actually, I'm gonna change that text. From hints to ideas. Yes. The perfect spot to put a message online. Or, honestly, you might be able to roll into that cage. Or even jump into that cage. Nice. Fuck. Yeah, I guess all of the cages have collision. It's probably the same game object copy pasted with slight tweaks. Undead are cursed creatures, widely praised. Blocks undead recovery. Yeah, this doesn't say anything associated with mimics. Like, it gives you absolutely no reason to think to use that on a mimic. Damn, getting that bleed off on just one attack. Nice. That's very weird. I mean, that's a cool interaction, but there's absolutely no indication that it's a thing. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, I thought they were gonna stand up. No, they just stretched. Oh, I wanna see that better. I wonder if maybe this implies that Estes is like a living thing. The talisman. Okay, I was about to say the talisman lasts for a while. Oh, you can use it to pacify them. Oh, you can use it to pacify them for like 2 seconds. I thought it was gonna let me just fully put them back to sleep. Okay, well that's interesting. Of course, fucking dexterity of 10. So you can't even use this. Okay, well, we're gonna want a way to get a lot of humanity. I guess there's the rat farm, which you want to. I guess you could do early Four Kings to get a guaranteed Dark Hand, or just farm the Dark Wraiths. And then, like, you could just take a bunch of humanity from the NPCs. You might want to be... I don't know... The early bosses you might want to keep Estus for. Like, upgrading your bonfires and stuff. There's also soft humanity, so if you can avoid dying... if you can avoid dying, you can use that. It might be... Actually, it might be best to go down to Pinwheel first, just to get the Rite of Kindling, so that you can take full advantage of the soft humanity. So it's like, oh, as soon as you get it, just immediately throw it into a miscellaneous bonfire. Hmm. I'm trying to think of... Trying to think of anything else that might be relevant to test right now. Or, like, look into. Because, like, Jagged Ghostblade is probably going to be the weapon of choice for quite a few bosses. Just because you have instant access to it, it's renewable, you're actually able to use it, and it has bleed. And you can just hop down to the Great Hollow and get cursed, so that you could just farm it with whatever. I believe... Yeah, you can get Battle Axe and Short Sword from just the Hollow Warrior. And the Broken Straight Sword, I guess. You're able to get a short bow renewably, but they don't drop any arrows, so go fuck yourself. Alternatively, instead of the Jagged Ghost Blade, we could maybe go for the Bandit's Knife. That would require... Actually, nothing. As long as we start with Master Key, I think you just have instant access to Lower Undeadburg. Because you go around through the forest to get to Andre. And then you grab the key by the giant gate, and then you just fucking go down. Although, I'm not for sure what... one moment. My controller decided to go skydiving. I do not remember what the dexterity is on the bandit's knife. Man, I really wish after you got the Ring of Calamity, it became a starting gift item. Yeah, Master Key is really the only one that you would ever want. Like, the only time I can see you not taking Master Key is if, like, you wanted to have to actually follow the intended progression. I love that so much. The fucking backstab only dealing 6 damage. Oh, this thing is so useless. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, dexterity 12. Nope, you can't use it. Or rather, there's no point in going for this over the Ghost Blade. Well, actually, the Ghost Blade might have less durability, but doesn't matter. Well, actually, I guess it really all comes down to just the actual extra damage itself over the course of a bleed proc. Or I guess over the course of an entire fight. No, wrong button. Yeah, it has twice as much durability. But it also has, like, much less attack output. Something that would be really cool is if the thief had, like, just by default, had higher item discovery ability. Or discovery, rather. Just as, like, a class bonus. Maybe its default item discovery is, like, 150 or 200. Or, alternatively, that could be a cool set bonus for the thief set. Okay. I want the Kirk armor. But I don't know where the fuck the Kirk man is. I've killed him 3 times on this file. I've killed him in the depths, I've killed him in Demon Ruins, and I've killed him in Lost Izalith. Wait. Did I kill him in the depths? I don't have the depths warp unlocked. Oh wait, no, this is wrong file. Was it fucking Scout? Am I getting multiple files confused? And, like, I didn't actually kill him in all 3 on the same file? Maybe. Okay, there's Blighttown key. Okay, there's depths. So maybe it was this file. Okay, and Bed of Chaos. So I did get him. It was this file, okay. I've already checked this boss arena, but I will check it again. Excuse me, who the fuck do you think you are? Okay, unless there's something inside of those pillars, I don't think there's anything left here. Although it could have been cool to have like one of these open up after the boss died. Just like subtly in the background. So you have to be paying attention. Otherwise you'll miss the bonus. I could definitely see the Kirk armor being sold by Koth. Because it feels very odd for him to have a shop that only sells the cracked red eye stuff immediately after he just actually just gives you the uncracked red eye. Which I presume is the same thing. Well, same thing, but multi-use. That tracks. I suppose I am able to duplicate humanity without using soul, if I wanted to. That wouldn't really give me any significant advantage other than, like, okay, it would allow me to fully upgrade any given bonfire. It would make it so that I can just more easily stay in human form. I don't have access to any chaos weapons. It would help with item farming, which honestly, that's completely fine with me, because all that does is save time. It would make it so that I can just easily skip to the end of the Chaos Covenant, which that's just bypassing more item farming, so that's fine with me. Oh. They should have had a secret behind a lava fall. That would have been cool. Like take the trope of hiding something behind a waterfall and turning it a few degrees away from water. I still don't know why sometimes the warp thing defaults to okay, and sometimes it defaults to cancel. Hopefully I opened up this door. Oh, I didn't open up the door. Okay, fortunately I have infinite humanity, so it does not matter. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that covenant being the only one that doesn't cut you off is very upsetting. Although I imagine it does cut you off eventually, because it's probably simpler to just program one single covenant interaction system and then just change which item it asks for. So it probably does cut you off, but it's probably just set to like the 32-bit integer limit or something. Oh, imagine that one just falls out of the map. Hopefully it respawns if you reload. Oh, I should have tested that. Oh yeah, Titanite is completely useless. Man, they could have totally put like a secret ledge or something with like a very small path leading to it. Something that would have been super mean is if they had like patches of unstable floor. To where like if you stood on them, you fell down into the lava. Or I guess it would be a death plane that you fell into. Yeah, this place is so big, sometimes you forget you're underground. Okay, I also already checked in here, but I'm gonna double check. Don't break any of the branches. Interesting that there's quote-unquote sunlight peeking through. Gotta be very careful. I dislike that these fully reset after the boss dies. one moment. Where, oh where is my spiky boy gone?
I'm afraid. Well, that is a shame. Not a they'll.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Kirk armor.
Did you see the 3 young clerics headed for the catacombs to seek kindling? Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires. The poor young girl sent down into a tomb. What a terrible mission she is burdened with.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Well, myself. 2 things are first, second, then you will be ready. Oh, and 2 things are required for sorcery. Damn, you've lost it, haven't you? Oh, Master Logan.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that stuff respawns. Good to know. I imagine some of the things respawn just in case the player, like, kicked them off of a cliff or something.
You sorry fool. You could not...
Oh, almost had it. Come on. Oh, darn it. If you get the jump right as it's pushing you up, it'll throw you over the wall. There we go. Nice. You can actually land up there. It's very funny. I don't have access to Koth on this file, but I am gonna just check to see if maybe Kark's corpse is just down here.
Well, this you very. I know you this. The four kings use the dark wraiths, but the abyss. Although, if you can find him and learn from him, the abyss may prove surmountable.
Yeah, I found him. There wasn't really much to learn.
Hello there. The key to the seal is not. New Londo, mark my words. The dark they were never meant. Oh, you.
Oh, that's very funny. The animation of the wheel keeps moving, even though the player freezes in place. Okay, where the fuck are you? Okay, that's death. This is slightly less death. Okay, interesting. So it doesn't instantly spawn the next one. It is exclusively a timer. Okay, reload save. Okay, so it looks like there is no corpse here, unless it's like just super shadowy and super dark. Okay. Okay, so I guess so. First and foremost, just fucking finish tutorial. Then I think grab the ass, make way. So grab that and then get right of kindling. Although I am going to need a proper weapon to actually fight Pinwheel directly. I think the mace is available, and you get one on the way to Pinwheel. Although I don't know if I have one to compare stats with. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, no, you can use the mace. And you're able to use it one-handed. Okay, so grab S, make way down to Pinwheel, grab mace, get rid of kindling. If I just absolutely book it and then use and then use load reset to respawn the giant skeletons, I can probably get down to the skull lantern, which would then give me access to the Ring of Fog. And I could then death warp back up top so I don't have to actually walk back up. Although, if I'm already down there, maybe I could try going for Sanctus. Although, no, I don't know if Sanctus is going to do anything for us. Because like the rate of healing is just absolute shit. No, 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 no. I think just because once you are at the rite of kindling, it's just like a couple giant skeletons that you have to run past. And actually, no. Alternatively, it's just fucking like a single giant skeleton in like a small set. So yeah, now you can absolutely get all the way down to like if you take the traditional exit path and then go down that, you can definitely just go and get the torch easily enough. Uh, assuming it torch the lantern, assuming it doesn't drop from one of the necromancers. Actually, actually, if you take the shortcut to just drop down directly to the bone zone, the bone wheel pit, you might not even need the Astora's straight sword to be able to perma-kill the skeletons, because you can just run past a couple of them, drop down, and then drop down again, grab the mace, heal from the fall damage, and then just run past. Because, like, the Astora's straight sword, you're not going to have the stats to use it properly. So it's going to have significantly decreased damage. It's going to have significantly decreased damage, so it's just going to be really annoying to actually kill the skeletons with it. I mean, you can use an alternative weapon to get them to low health and then use that to finish them off. Or alternatively, I can just fucking wing it the entire time. Because the early game isn't going to be terrible, especially using pyromancy. It's going to be the late game that's going to be the biggest issue, but that's going to be just fucking practice the bosses. I think cutting a boss's tail off deals like extra damage to them, so you might want to go for that, even if you can't use the weapon. Hmm. Okay, yeah. I think we'll just figure it out as we go. To be honest, I don't know if the Gravelord sword stuff, the Gravelord dance, is going to do anything. Like, if that's going to be worth it, given that we're going to have Chaos Storm. Although Chaos Storm is like a very short-lived thing. But then again, so is the Great Sword Dance. I mean, we're definitely going to grab the Gravelord Sword Dance on the way down, because it's just free. So it's like, might as well have it, just to have it, because it doesn't cost anything. Just having more tools in the toolbox. Like... I think the only things that you have to actually go out of your way for would be like Chaos Storm. Like, I guess kind of Poison Mist. The 2 Surges in Painted World, you have to maybe go a little bit of your way for. Power Within. And then like Black Flame, I think it's just fucking... You just kick a guy off of a cliff and then reload the map, probably. So yeah, most of the stuff you just get because it's just either like right next to the path, or you just have it. Like, really the only 2 things that are a significant detour would be Chaos Storm and the Gravelord Greatsword Dance, because those require you to farm 30 of something. Although we're probably going to get Chaos Storm anyway, because, as aforementioned, we want to open up the Lost Izalith door, just so that we just have access, just more paths to walk. Also, that'll give us easy access to the glowing maggot. Wait, hang on a second. Okay, so the Sunlight Maggot trades for the Old Witch's Ring. It's the Skull Lantern that's for the Ring of Fog. Okay. Cracked Red Eye Orb turns into 2 Purging Stones, so that's useful. There is also the Dragonstone head. We could go for that. I'm almost certainly not going for the Dragonstone torso, because that would require just a fuck ton of farming on the drakes, which would be very annoying. Okay, so assuming you don't die to anything, you could just rest at the top of the tree, Great Hollow. Make your way down. Hopefully the Hydra doesn't bop you. Get the stone and then Death Warp back up. Or, I guess you don't even have to Death Warp. You can use the Dark Sign to save some time. I just thought of a idea that I don't think I would like. Where, like, if you walk past a bonfire, it automatically updates your rest position. Like, That would be a good way to prevent teleport cheese, but it would also be like it would like restrict strategy and stuff. Hmm. Okay. I think that's a decent enough routing and ideas stuff. I still want to fucking find the Kirk armor, but that I can do that later. I'm going to call it there. End of short bonus stream. Hope you had good times and have good nights. Where's the end stream button? I really need to make a hotkey for this. Bye bye.